and today I'm going to be showing you and making sounds with my Nintendo Switch. This is actually a video that I've wanted to make since probably the day I pre-ordered the Switch, but I haven't really gotten around to it until now, partly because I've been too busy playing with it, but I thought it would make some nice sounds, and in my opinion, it actually does. So that's what you're going to be hearing today, the sounds of Nintendo Switch. And I'll also show you what it looks like and what it does and so on. So here is the Switch. It's on the main menu right now. We have the left Joy-Con controller here and the right one. And to those of you not so familiar with the Switch, this might look like one whole unit, but what makes it unique is it's actually like a tablet with controllers attached to the side. So you can remove the controllers one by one, like so, and do various things with them. So, for example, you can just play it on the tablet with the controllers detached if you find that more comfortable. Or you can take these two halves and put them in a kind of a plastic controller shaped piece where when you put them together it forms a whole normal controller. Or alternatively, what is actually pretty interesting and fun to do on the go is you can hand one to your friend and use one on your own and play multiplayer with the two little halves. So as you can see, each half has 4 buttons on the face, as well as a joystick, a start button, or in this case a minus or a plus button, and then the SL and SR buttons. And these are basically like the L and R buttons, so you end up playing it like this, which looks a little uncomfortable, but it works surprisingly well. And both halves are pretty much the same, aside from the orientation, but you hold them in a similar way. So here's the right side. There's the SL and SR on those, joystick, in this case the plus button, and so on. And we have the home button here as well. So the Switch can be played like a handheld console, as well as on a TV. It comes with a dock that you can insert it into to instantly play on the TV. And that's great, but I've actually found that it's most enjoyable to use as a handheld, even around the house, because it just feels so nice to use. It has a great little screen here, and I sound probably like a commercial for it right now, but I really do love this thing. So here's the tablet part itself. It is a touchscreen, so you can touch the screen to do things, though most games do not rely on it, from what I've seen. And on the bottom there is just a USB-C port for charging and connecting to the dock. This should work in theory with any USB-C cable you have. And on the top is the power button, the volume rocker, a fan vent. This thing actually blows hot air when you're playing games, and the game card slot, and the headphone jack. So the game card slot looks like this. It's just a little flap that you can open up, and inside goes the game, which in this case is The Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild, which is a fantastic game, by the way. Let me put that back in there now. And on the back of the Switch is the logo, a lot of fingerprints, as you can see, the little specifications. I think these are speaker grills, I'm not sure though. And the kickstand. So this kickstand is useful if you want to prop it up on a table, like like so. And either play in a more comfortable position with the controllers detached, or with your friends, as I mentioned earlier. So, now that I have finished what is pretty much an infomercial for the Switch, again, this is not a sponsored video, I just love it, I'm going to start making sounds with the controllers. The left Joy-Con and the right Joy-Con. So here we go. I'm going to start with the left joystick in your left ear. And the left joystick also clicks in like that. It's a very quiet click sound. Move that around your head here. And the joystick on the right side sounds very much the same. And at least on this main menu, it does the same things. Though the right joystick for me does sound a little louder to my ears. Probably just a manufacturing difference, to be honest. I doubt it was intended to be any different. So, I'm going to use both joysticks now. Move these around your head a bit. I really do like the sound of these joysticks. It's pretty subtle and satisfying. It's not loud like a lot of other controller joysticks. And I actually think I forgot to mention on these two controllers, there are L, ZL, R, and ZR buttons on here. If I can focus on that, I'll show you what those look like. ZR is like a trigger, and R is kind of a thin strip. Same goes for L and ZL. And they sound like this. So let's hear a bit of those. They're a little louder, so I'll keep them a bit further from your ears. instead of having A, B, X, and Y, has these D-pad buttons. Instead of a D-pad, they're just buttons. So they can be used a lot like the A, B, X, and Y buttons when you're playing multiplayer. And those sound like this. They're pretty subtle. They feel a lot like the 3DS buttons, if you have one of those, on both halves of the controllers. Both controllers, that is. Maybe it feels like your ear is being poked, your inner ear. Okay. So, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to reattach the controllers, which is a very satisfying feeling. You have to feel it to believe it. And I'm going to close the kickstand. And now I'm going to show you a bit of the interface, as well as a bit of Zelda, Breath of the Wild, which is currently my favorite Switch game, though Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is a close contender. So on the Switch, you have this main menu here, which shows the games you have, either installed or have played via a game card. And below that, you have icons for news, Nintendo eShop, where you can buy and download things, the album, which shows the screenshots you've taken, controllers, which lets you configure the controllers for multiplayer or other modes, things like that, system settings, which is pretty obvious, and sleep mode, which puts it in the sleep mode. And first, I want to show you something very important. That is the album. And it's important because the vast majority of these photos are screenshots I have taken while playing Zelda, particularly while meeting dogs. I have made it a quest of mine to take a selfie with every single dog I find in the game. I haven't found a ton, but I have found enough that I'm proud of this collection, so I'm going to show you the collection right now. This was the first dog. As you can see, he's very proud to be the first dog. That is, I think, not a dog, but it's pretty majestic, so I decided to take a photo of it. That is dog number 2. This was at night. This dog thought he was very cool, sitting there at night. This was dog number 3. This was in the rain, as you might be able to tell. He was a very wet dog, but that's okay. This was a dog chasing its tail. It doesn't really capture it in the screenshot, but it was a pretty great animation of a dog running around, chasing its tail. This, I don't remember taking a screenshot of, but is my inventory in the game. This is another dog, who may or may not be blinking in the photo, I can't tell. I don't think he is, but his eyes look a lot darker than the others. And this is a dog in the middle of the desert. I don't know what he was doing in the middle of the desert, but I hope he got enough water. And, yeah. This is a dog out in the field. And this is a purple dog. I don't know why this dog was purple, but I imagine it was a very special dog. So now that I've shown you all those very important dogs, I'm going to start up The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. So when you start up, you get to choose the user. There are a couple users on my Switch right now, myself and someone else. And you get to choose the icon and the background color and everything, a bunch of Nintendo characters. I chose Mr. Resetti from Animal Crossing, because Mr. Resetti is clearly the best character in Animal Crossing, and I do hope they make an Animal Crossing for Switch. Anyway, now it's loading up. It's got this little animation here, and forgive the dusty screen. I tried cleaning it off before the video, but no matter how much I cleaned it off, the dust flew right back on. Here is the title screen for Zelda Breath of the Wild. I'm just going to continue from where it was, though I'm going to show you something different, because where I am right now is not super scenic compared to a lot of the game. I'm going to do a little more calm exploring, because where I am right now is kind of tense. This is the loading screen, and now here we are in the game, and I don't know if it's going to be doing it, but generally when this game first starts up, the fans on the Switch, or the fan, revs up a bit, and I want to hear if you guys, or I want to see if you guys can hear that. It might be kind of an interesting sound, like blowing in your ears. So first, let me travel back to the actual start point of the game. And while it's doing that, let's see if we can hear the fan. I'm not sure if we can. It's very quiet, but you can hear it right now. It's kind of a relaxing sound, if you ask me. Let's try the other ear. So, here we are at the Shrine of Resurrection, which is the starting point for the game. And I'm just going to run out of here and show you a bit of the landscape. It's a very pretty game. And of course we're going to have controller sounds as I play. It's currently raining. There's an interesting weather system in this game where things like rain will make it more difficult to climb surfaces and so on. It's much more open world and kind of free to roam around in than the older Zelda games. You don't have to do things in order. In fact, you can do most of the game in whatever order you like. I think you could even just run straight to the final boss if you're skilled enough. But don't take my word for that, I may be wrong. Either way, this is the starting area. I'm just going to jump off this here and use my parasail to fall down through the rain. And it sounds like the fans are revving up a bit, so let me see how that sounds in your ears now that it's a bit faster. Try the other ear. So I think that's enough of that, but if you guys like that, let me know. And I may try and include the fan sounds in a future video, we'll see. So let's look around here. What's going on? I got these boars, who I'm not sure if they'll try to attack me. I haven't seen many boars in the game, but they seem to be scared right now. we're just gonna run down the hill through the forest. It's actually late afternoon, or mid-afternoon in the game, but it looks like night because it's so overcast with the rain. And as you can see, there are a bunch of beams of light coming from locations to the castle here. I'm not going to say what those are about, just in case you guys don't want spoilers. But I thought I'd point them out just because they were there. I'm going to jump off here. And I'll just do a little more exploring and see where we go from there. Whoa, we got a lightning strike. I don't think I've ever seen a lightning strike that close. And I've not seen this animation on myself before. I imagine that means I'm about to get struck by lightning. Well, I was absolutely correct, but thankfully I had an item that revives me if I die. So we don't have to have that be the end of it. But I'm going to keep running here and hope I don't get struck by lightning. I don't think I've ever seen a thunderstorm this crazy in the game. So this is quite exciting. I apologize if it's too exciting for an ASMR video. It's very neat to watch though. And so it looks like I'm about to get struck by lightning again. Hope you guys are ready for the game over screen. Run from the lightning. Oh, I'm not dead. Well, that's a relief. Let's see how far I can make it before getting struck again. This is not what I was expecting when I wanted to do a relaxing nature stroll. Gotta say. You know, I think I could avoid this by switching to items that are not metallic. Like these. Seems like that animation stopped when I did. But I can't use my torch against this guy, so let's switch to something that is not flat. Well, the only non-metallic thing I have right now is the torch, so I guess I'm gonna wing it. Here we go. Let's kill this guy. Only took one hit. That guy's pretty weak. Let's get up here and smack him off his ledge. There he goes. I don't think I need that bow right now, but I could always use some horns and arrows. I am just going to continue from where I left off before this video, next time I play. So, no need to worry about whatever happens here. I really do like this thunderstorm. It's kind of neat. And before I die, I want to say there is a robust crafting system in this game. As you can see, I have all these different materials that can be combined or cooked and so on into foods and elixirs, etc. And these foods and elixirs can be used at any time to improve your stats or to give your health back. So what I'm going to do is, just in case I'm about to get struck by lightning, which looks to be the case, use these hearty fried wild greens I made, which give me full recovery of my hearts, plus 3 extra temporary hearts. And that should keep me alive. And let's see what happens. Zap. Just barely alive. Just barely alive. So before I die, I'm going to warp somewhere where there's hopefully not a thunderstorm, somewhere far away. I've not uncovered the entire map yet, but that's okay. I'm going to warp to, let's see. And I do apologize if there are any spoilers here on this map that you weren't hoping for. I'm going to warp over to the Hateno Ancient Tech Lab. There's a nice little town over there. So I'm going to finish up by looking just a bit around Hateno village here. I start up at the top, and I'm just gonna glide down. And just in case any of you are worried about me getting hurt in this village, I don't think it's going to happen, but I'm going to eat some food to prevent my death. Also because watching Link flash red like that isn't quite relaxing, I'm sure, if you're familiar with the game. Okay, so just gliding on down here. Got some nice windmills. Everybody loves windmills, right? And here's the village. Village has some interesting people here, like Manny, who most to himself. He likes to check out people, as you can see. The checking out just never stops. Or the checking just never stops. I got the goods. So, this is a side quest where he wanted me to ask a girl that he likes a question for him. If I remember correctly, it's actually been several weeks since I started this quest and never came back to it. So I'm going to say I got the goods, and we'll see what happens. Oh, well, I completely misremembered what the mission was, but that's okay. So I guess I caught some restless crickets, or not. Yeah, I did not catch any restless crickets, I can tell you that. But that's okay, and that conversation went on so long that it is now sunny outside. Alright, here's the village. And, let's see. I've got this big old boulder breaker. I could smack some stuff with it. Smack. Got my apples. Everybody loves apples. You can cook those apples to make baked apples. And so, here's going from back to front in Hateno Village. A very pretty place, much like the rest of this game. And if you have any interest in adventure games, or even games at all, I would highly recommend this game if you have a Nintendo Switch or a Wii U. It's also on Wii U. Oh, hi, horsey. Anyway, with that, I think it's going to be the end of this video. And I do hope you enjoyed it. And I'm normally not one to self-promote, but I do want to say, if you are interested at all in this game, or watching me play any other game really, I have been streaming video games lately on a website called beam.pro. It's much like Twitch, but with a bit more interactivity and much lower latency, generally less than a second. So if you're interested in watching me live stream some games, you can go ahead and check that out. I'll put a link in the description. But with that said, I do hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time. Have a good night.